Welcome back to Auto Review. My name is Patrick and today I'm presenting you the 2017 Opel Zafira. This one is the top range version called Excellence. Comes with a lot of equipment on board. For example, as you can see, the automatic LED full front lights with LED backlights as well. This one is powered by a 1.6 liter petrol engine producing 170 horsepower, around 6,000 RPM and a maximum torque of 260 Newton meters. We have a 0 to 100 time in 9.6 seconds and a top speed of 208 kilometers an hour. The Zafira comes always as a 7-seater, which you will see we have 3 rows, so you can either transport a lot of equipment or a lot of people. You have engine choices from petrol to diesel and gas. So let me show you as usual. You've seen the car from the outside now. I show you all the 3 rows, the boot space, and then we hit the road. Please excuse me that I'm here in this underground garage because outside actually is pouring rain, so I was not able to do it outside, but here we have very good lit light. Thank you for understanding. So let's hop in and I'll show you how it's inside. Okay, so how do we sit in the first row? So what do we have? Let's start at the door. We have the electric windows and electric mirror, a little tray on the top, a big one on the bottom. Then here on the left side we have the automatic lights. I usually leave them in auto. And it works really well. I was driving in the night yesterday evening and the day before, and the automatic light for long beam turns on very quickly after a car passes, and once it recognizes a new car, it right away dims down again. Works great. We have a little compartment which you can open and close. Then steering wheel is leather wrapped. On the left side we have the buttons for the cruise control and the speed limiter. On the right for the radio and the Bluetooth. Then the instrument cluster is very clear, left RPM, right speedo. On top we have the temperature and the fuel gauge. In the middle we have a multifunctional display which gives you parameters like fuel consumption, average speed, eco index, how long the oil will last until you have to replace it, etc, etc. Then you can adjust the steering wheel up and down, in and out. The seats are very comfortable. You can adjust them as well, up and down, forward, backward. Obviously, we have electric lumbar support, and these seats have the AGR, the Aktion Gesunder Rücken, which is something for people who have issues with the back, and this can be adjusted to really a good fit. Then in the middle, we have the touchscreen display with touch-sensitive buttons. These are not physical buttons, but touch-sensitive ones. They work quite well, I have to say. In the middle, we have then below the heated seats for driver and passenger in 3 settings, as well as the heated steering wheel, which is something very nice, especially in winter, plus the regular AC unit control, 2-zone AC. Little tray here or a compartment where you can put, for example, your phone. You'll ask yourself, where do I charge my phone? Where is the USB? Where is the 12-volt power socket? It's right here. Flap it down and then you have this one. Unfortunately, only 1 USB. I wish they would have put in 2 or 3. The space would have been there. Then the 6-speed automatic gearbox with the manual function, parking sensors on and off, ESP on and off, electronic parking brake. Then here we have the glove compartment, which is a little bit small, and a little tray on top. Then in the middle we have the flex rail system, which is something very nice. So you can basically slide all this forward and backward. So the armrest. If you push it, you have a little compartment below. Once you slide it all the way back, you have 2 cup holders, which you can slide back as well. And then you have another space here, and you can open it up, and you have another secret compartment on the bottom, which is great to basically put your valuable items in case you don't want people to see them. And this way, it will be out of sight. So let's put all this forward. Then we have a compartment for glasses. In case you are like me, you wear glasses, you have maybe sunglasses for the summer, you can switch them here. The OnStar, which I'll explain once we drive. Then we have illuminated mirrors, left and right, 2 lights for driver and passenger. And that's pretty much it. There is an option for an adaptive suspension, which you will have these 2 buttons here, and you could adjust it in 3 settings, which is Sport, Normal and Tour. That's an option in case you would like to do so. One more information. The Zafira in the basic edition with the smallest petrol engine, 120 horsepower, starts at 22,800 Swiss francs. This one here, the version Excellence we have with all the equipment on board, is 42,600 Swiss francs. So let's check the second and third row, the boot, and then we drive. Okay, second and third row. First thing I want to show you is we have this sunshades which can go up and down in the second row. And then we have compartment here, little cup holder and electric window. Then the seat is now adjusted to be in the middle position between backside and second row. Let me just get in. So all seats are adjusted to my size, 184. And just put up the headrest. I have plenty of headroom, and all 3 seats can be individually slided forward and backward. So I can adjust this one and have a lot of space here, or I can give a little bit more space to the passengers in the 3rd row. Then we have air vents in the B-pillar, left and right, a little compartment for newspapers or small gimmicks. Then here from the flex rail system we have a little compartment on the top, plus a tray that you can get out and a 12 power socket. Then the seat in the middle, let me just slide it backward. This one has the function of the lounge seats. So what you do is you just fold them down, push this one here, push that one, and then you have a big armrest for the 2 passengers on the outer seats. As well as you get some more space for the one in this row. So let's leave it this way, and I'll get into the 3rd row. Okay, so let's put this down. Then we push that lever, the seats will slide forward. One issue I had, because I have shoe size 45 and actually I'm quite tall, is I got stuck here in this rail system where the seats slide forward and backward. But let me try to get in and out. Okay, see what I mentioned? My foot got stuck there. Actually, I have to put it in here, and then as you see, this way it doesn't work, so we have to actually leave it somewhere here. This way it works, so if I leave it to 184 size, where I have still plenty of space, it will work. This one will work as well if you fold it up, however you have to push it forward. So I would reckon the seat is comfortable for anyone up to 170 or so. Then we have light here, we have 2 trays here, left and right, 2 cup holders in the middle, and every passenger has headrests. And every passenger has a 3-point seat belt. The one here for the middle passenger is right here. Okay, so then we have this flex hook system, which you can slide forward and backward, which we'll see when we are in the boot or when we look at the boot. And that's pretty much it, so let's check the boot. Okay, so the Zafira from the back. First thing we see is the shark fin antenna on top. Then in this model we have, as mentioned already, the full LED rear lights, which look really, really cool and are much better to see in the night as well. Then we have the Zafira logo on the left, turbo on the right, the chrome exhaust pipe on the left side. Then let's open it. You will see here we have the camera, which actually, if it's dirty like this, it will get dirty, and once you reach your destination, you might not be able to see anything, but it's there and it works very well. Then, as we said, we had the 7-seat configuration. It's very easy to just fold the seats down. Depends on where the seats are in the 2nd row. Now adjust it to my height as I'm lifted. We just pull that lever on the bottom here. Sorry. We pull that lever on the bottom and it just goes down. Now this one is a flex tray or flex floor, which you can just fold out and you basically create a stiff floor. Usually you have like this gap where you have your feet in between the 2nd and 3rd row. However, if you fold all the seats down and you would like to transport something big and don't want something to go down, you have this floor which you can keep in between, and it's stiff in the middle, and therefore it will keep it all one layer. Here on the bottom we have a little secret compartment where we have the separation in between the boot space and top, so we can basically close this one and hide what's in the boot in case you want to transport something. So let's fold this one down, and now let's hit the road. Okay, let's go. And as you can see, it's snowing. Interesting. First thing that I would like to tell you about the Zafira is I found it very, very comfortable to drive. Especially on the highway. Actually, we're gonna go a piece of highway now. Especially on the highway, it's super comfortable. Obviously the car is long and therefore the distance between the wheels is long, and it goes much better over bumps and everything. So it's very smooth on the road, very comfortable to drive. In addition to the AGR, the Aktion Gesonder Rücken, the seats, this is a perfect long distance cruiser. Now, let's check how the engine behaves. I mentioned 170 horsepower and 260 Newton meters of torque, coupled to a 6-speed automatic. We are already at highway speeds, that's what I want to say. So yes, it gets a little bit louder, however it does the job very well, and in normal driving, once it reaches the 6th gear, or you put it in 6th gear manually, it's super comfortable. And it's very quiet in my opinion as well. So now we have it in 5, let's put it in 6, and we have 100 at 2000 RPM now. So in addition to having in this model the automatic full LED lights with auto high beam, we have the automatic sensor for the rain with this rain sensor. As you can see, it's working already without me actually doing anything. Then what I mentioned, the heated steering wheel is something I love. I think every car should have that, especially in areas like we're here in Switzerland where it's cold and now we have snow as well. And heated seats are great as well. As I mentioned, 3 settings. The only thing I would wish for is that the steering wheel would have as well at least 2 different settings for the heat, because it's kind of hot after some time. It's perfect in the beginning, but later on it gets too warm and you have to turn it off, though you might want to keep it because it's really nice. So now when it heats up, it's super nice. As you can see, we had space for 7 people, though the 3rd row, realistically, be honest, it's not for people of my size and height, because not really much about the headroom, but it's more about the leg room and where to put the shoes and the feet, because I had problems to put my feet there. As I mentioned, people up to 165, well, now I forgot to shift. People up to a height of 165, 170 will have no issues, I believe. And you can obviously adjust this the 2nd row forward, backwards. What I really like is this lounge function for the seats in the middle, and that's something very nice. And especially for people in the 2nd row, they will enjoy this. Then, what else can I tell you? It's very good overview. You can see very nicely. You have this big window which is actually in front of the A-pillar, so you have the A1 and A2 pillar, let's call it this way. You can see it here, which helps you to look through because the window is quite far away from you. Towards the back, you have a big window, which is good. The mirrors are nice size as well. Obviously, the reverse camera helps. I would not get this car without reverse camera, or at least the parking sensors, which are front and back. That helps a lot. Then we have the navigation system. It is okay. It's not the best I've seen in my life, and it takes a little bit time to get used to it. It's not very intuitive, I would say. But once you figure out, for example, how to stop the navigation, because I was actually trying to find it on the first time when I navigated myself somewhere to, it took some time for me to find actually how to turn it off before I wanted to get there. However, as I said, 2-3 times you try it, you're gonna get used to it. Then we have DAB on board, DAB radio. Works good, works as well partially into the tunnel and in parking garages. It obviously will cut off at one point. That's what digital radio is. Then you do have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. However, you have to connect your phone via the USB cable. And one main feature that I want to mention every time I'm gonna drive an Opel is OnStar. OnStar is the concierge service and the emergency alert service which Opel offers since I think 2 years or so. Basically brought over from General Motors, and it's a system that allows you to, well, just call OnStar, and let me just try it out for you.
Verbindung zu OnStar wird hergestellt.
Obviously it's in German, but just keep in mind.
Dieser Anruf kann zu Qualitätssicherungszwecken aufgezeichnet werden.
OnStar vor dem Apparat, wie darf ich Ihnen behilflich sein?
Yes, hello. Do you speak English?
Yes, sir. Do you how may I help you?
Yes. Could you help me with the navigation, please?
Yes, surely I can. Where would you like to go, sir?
I would like to go to the Victoria Jungfrau Hotel in Interlaken in Switzerland.
Victoria Jungfrau Hotel
Yes.
in Interlaken?
That's correct. I think it's 3800 is the postcode.
Okay. Thank you. So it's Victoria Jungfrau, Höheweg 41 in Interlaken?
Hövik 41, yes.
Yeah. Before I send you to the destination, is there anything else I can help you with, sir?
No, that's it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, sir. Please don't press any buttons. The call will terminate automatically, and after that, just follow the instructions on your screen.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir. Have a lovely drive. Thank you for calling OnStar.
Thank you.
Ihr OnStar-Gespräch wurde beendet. Auf Wiedersehen.
Now, so I called the lady. Usually it's obviously someone who is in your region. We have different languages. Let me just turn on. So the only thing you have to do is basically the lady sent a navigation to where I want to go to the GPS or via the inbuilt SIM card to the navigation. I just have to start now navigation and it will get me where I want to go. Well, I tried this yesterday actually. Actually, I don't need this one. I tried it yesterday because what I mentioned, it's not too easy to put in the system if you don't know, for example, the destination you want to go to, or you have only the information roughly, you know. If you know, for example, yesterday I was looking for a sports, like a gym or something like that, you know, ice hockey gym, and I wasn't really sure about what it's called. However, I called them and they found it for me. I just pressed enter and it navigated me to. So this one is really, really great. Second function is the emergency function, which is even more important to me, and I believe this should be by law. Every car manufacturer should have this. If you get into an accident, your fault, doesn't matter, or someone crashes into you and the airbags deploy, yeah, OnStar will call you. This is a different line. This is not the lady that we just spoke to, for example. It will be an emergency line. They will call you car over the phone, and you don't have to have your phone connected. That's a good thing. So it's inbuilt in the car. They will call you once and they will ask you if everything's fine, if you need assistance. If you are not able to speak or to reply, they will automatically send the emergency services to you, which is a great system. So this one, heads up. As far as I'm informed, the basic Zafira doesn't have that. It's only available from the second version onwards. So I highly recommend to you that you get the car with OnStar, so just step it up and, well, configure the car a little bit nicer. I'm not sure if I mentioned already, the car starts in Switzerland at 22,800 Swiss francs. This one we have here is 42,600 francs with everything I explained to you and everything I showed you. So, now we're gonna get out of the city, we're gonna accelerate one more time. And I have to say, the 170 horsepower engine is the one I would recommend to you in case you want to go for a petrol-powered engine. I would reckon that the 120 horsepower engine will have a little bit of a struggle with accelerating the car. Obviously on highway speeds at like 120 or 100 kilometers an hour won't matter, but acceleration to get there, I think anything smaller than 170 horsepower will have a little bit more work to do. I wouldn't go for the 120 horsepower one. Maybe go for a diesel engine. There are several diesel engines available. Just check the brochure or just go to Autobädchen, who actually provided this car to me. Just you find a link below, head over there and check it out. And there is as well gas engines available. However, I would either tend to this one, the 170 horsepower petrol powered engine, or the diesel engines. There is one more powerful engine in the petrol range, which is the OPC line. That one has 200 horsepower and 280 Newton meters of torque. However, it's only available as a manual. So if you want automatic, the 170 horsepower is the top range you can get. So that's it. I thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this review and was informative to you. In case it was, please leave a thumbs up. Leave a comment below, ask if you have any questions, share the video, and most important, subscribe if you want to stay tuned and informed about more cars that I will test. So thanks a lot, see you next time, bye.